So speaking from experience, experiencing something that doesn't exactly pertain to your basic understanding of reality isn't something you can wrap your head around in a matter of hours or days or weeks or months or even years. For me, it took a decade for me to finally be able to think, okay, this is something that I feel confident about and I can talk about. Because it takes a very long time for you to come to terms with a reality-breaking experience. And that's something that I've been in a constant fight with myself about for the better part of almost a decade. In 5th grade, I first underwent what the doctors call psychosis, or a psychotic break, where I experienced things that are not based in reality. Some people I know call them people of the past, some people I know call them entities, some people I know call them spirits, but whatever you call them, it's obviously my brain reacting to something, whether that be burnt neurons or chemical imbalances or something external that actually is there. It's fair to say that I have experience in this world of supernatural-ish stuff, I guess. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I've experienced some things that normal people really wouldn't experience. I mean, I've been in mental hospitals for this goddamn disorder, so take that what you will. Take that with what you will. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. So I saw this TikTok. Check it out.
You're kind of like a little bit scary.
So on the topic of angels, I have a story. So 2 of my spirit guides are actually angels, and when I was first getting to know them, I asked them what they looked like. I referenced photos that she showed in her TikTok, like the ringing fireballs of eyes, and they said no. They were actually kind of offended that I insinuated that they looked like that, and I was like, I'm so sorry, do you look more human then? They said yes, and not exactly human, but they do have wings, like how Christians typically depict angels. More interestingly, I made them watch her TikTok, and I was like, hey, wait, so angels do look like that? And he said, yes, they do. We have different forms that we choose to be in most of the time, and we just choose to be in our human forms, and that angel just chooses to be in their fireball eye form, I guess. Thought that was cool.
And you're back. So the girl talks about angels. And people already know about my experience with DMT angels. People already know my experience with DMT angels, even though I wasn't on DMT. People know my experience with psychosis. People know all of that. And people want to know what the hell do I think about this witch talk. And I think it's complete bullshit. Of course, I don't know for sure. But as somebody who has experienced stuff that cannot be explained by words. As somebody who has experienced things that really cannot be explained by words, it's not something that you can be like, okay, I'm perfectly fine with that. And I can go onto TikTok and talk about my experiences because it's something that takes many years to come to terms with. Now let me try to get you to understand what that's like. So think about it like this. Fifth grader me, sitting in English class, reading a book, doing my work. And I hear from way back behind my head, as if from the void, as if from out of thin air, the voice of my grandfather calling out to me. And my grandfather had died not too long ago. And during that time, I believe, or at least the doctors say, that I went through my first psychotic break, where I experienced something that was not in tune with reality. Imagine that slowly getting worse. Bit by bit, little by little, it got worse. And I was experiencing full-blown psychosis by the time I was in 6th grade. Hearing voices telling me to kill myself. Not my grandfather's, but voices. Imagine that continuing on for so long, and me thinking, that's just the inner voice people talk about. You know, everybody has that inner voice. Tell my parents, they say it's people talking outside. Tell my parents that somebody's calling out to me at night. They say it's people talking outside. Continue that for years. 6th grade all the way up to 12th grade. After hospitalizations in mental hospitals, doctors telling you that you're psychotic. Takes a lot of time to come to terms with. Experiencing something that cannot experiencing something that is not based in reality is not something that you can talk about all willy-nilly, right? Because it's kind of an insult to the people who have experienced things that are not based in reality. If you go around thinking, oh, I've talked to these angels and this is what they said on TikTok, the way that that girl does, I find it really, really hard. Not only do I find it hard because of my own experience, but I also find it hard because she's a pretty bad actor. She is a very bad actor. When you experience something that cannot be explained by reality, you don't automatically think, yeah, this is fine, this is okay, sorry, there's a car outside, but yeah, this is fine, this is okay, this is something I can talk to my fellow girls on TikTok, yes queen, slay. Of course she's not like that, I'm just memeing it a bit. I've been told the things that I see and hear are spirits or entities or succubus or incubi or dabsog or Lilith, whatever. I mean, even saying her name apparently conjures her and she hates men. At least that's what I was told by some people in high school. People at my church also said that what I'm experiencing is people of the past. Now, I have no idea if any of that is true. I have no idea if I experience entities, spirits, whatever it may be, angels, demons, creatures from beyond the void, creatures from before time. I don't know. I legitimately don't know. And I'm not trying to mock any of their opinions, but I don't know. It's not to mock the people at my high school. It's not to mock the people at my church. It's not to mock the people. It's not to mock my doctors, because I legitimately, that's part of being me. I don't know what is real and what is not real. But to be told that somebody has experienced something that breaks reality and they're able to talk about it all willy-nilly, I kind of have extreme doubt towards that. And I would love to talk to this girl, whoever she may be. It took 5th grade me all the way up to college me to finally muster up the courage to talk about my mental health or my health in general or anything that happens on in my head. It took me that long because the experiences I've had were very intrusive. If it took that long for me, pretty strong-willed person, then if you need proof that I'm a strong-willed person, I'm alive right now. When you go through torture like psychosis or being tortured by demons or whatever you want to call it, when you go through that, it takes a very strong will to come out on top. Because people who are mentally ill are more likely to be a victim of a violent crime than people who aren't. Than the other way around. It's a bit dangerous because sometimes those violent crimes are suicide. I genuinely think that this girl is just a bad actor because when you experience the things that I've experienced, you don't go on TikTok and you all talk willy-nilly about it. And yeah, that's the bottom line.